After finishing the engine, I finally moved on to the assembly stage. And after a couple of months buried in the engine work, I'm genuinely happy to be here. This is the first time since November that I'm taking the cover of this frame, and as you can see, 40 plus years of dust, grease and everything in between. This is not pretty at all. The plan is to clean the frame, repaint it and then move on to the engine mounting. The first thing I need to do is take off the handlebars. To do that, I have to drain the brake fluid. I'm replacing it anyway together with the front fork rebuilt later, so once the rear is assembled and the bike has enough balance to work on, I'm going to move on and do the front part. I'm using a simple hose I had laying around. To drain it completely, I press the brake lever while draining. Once the brake hose is disconnected, I release the main bolts holding the handlebar. We will come back to this guy at a later stage. I start removing the foot pegs so I can paint and clean the frame properly. Then I move on to the side stand. I was never really satisfied with this one, it's the factory original. It always leans a bit too much on the one side. I also noticed it's slightly bent after all of these years, so I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit.
Ja sam mów poprawię swój skuter. Fertig, Sat, okay?
Super, prošlo. And now the frame cleaning. I use a cold cleaner here, nothing aggressive.
Tata nie mogło dostygnie swesa. Tata mu pomogł do systematu. Malo tu oczyść.
Može, samo
Obu, okay?
Može. I had an extra pair of helping hands, which made this part much easier. I also took the chance to clean up the triple clamp area, since I will be disassembling that at a later stage anyway. To prepare the surface for paint. It's tedious, but there's no way around it. I'm using a bucket as a support to get the center stand. And then came the springs. These were quite persistent and I tried pulling, pushing, levering, but nothing worked. I decided to take the center stand completely off the bike and deal with the springs separately. Eventually I got the stand off completely, which was slightly dangerous but necessary. The plan is simple: paint the center stand and its mounting brackets, then put it back on the bike so it can stand on its own legs. Much easier to work that way. And since everything is off, it is also a good opportunity to clean everything properly. I apply 2 coats of black primer on the stand itself and also on the mounting points on the frame. Then 2 coats of satin black paint, and that's it. The stand is done. Now back to the assembly and back to the springs, round 2. This time I try a screwdriver to guide it into the place. 3 unsuccessful attempts. At one point I almost pulled the whole frame onto myself, which would have been a great end of the day. Then I changed the approach. I used a hook as a lever, and finally it goes in. And I repeated the same on the other side. Before painting the frame, I clean everything once more with anti-silicone cleaner. No dust, no particles. I mask off the wind plate and also the model sticker carefully. The rivets holding the plate are original, so you simply cannot replicate them anymore, so I'm leaving them in place and masking around them. I protect the triple clamp, forks and everything else as well as I can. Then 1.5 coats of primer. First a full coat everywhere, then a second pass on the connecting points and the areas that get most of wear, followed by 2 coats of satin black. And honestly, I'm really happy with the result. Side stand, food packs and other small parts get cleaned separately. Then everything goes back onto the bike. The passenger food packs go back on. The brake light switch gets reinstalled, and now finally we can move on to the engine part. Before mounting, I cleaned 2 main axles and located the correct spacers. I was missing one of them. I ordered one 6mm and another one 9mm. I did order both because I wasn't sure which one goes where. Forum says different bikes have different sizes, but 6mm one is the correct one. I remove the oil filter cover and then I take the engine off the stand. First challenge, I'm doing this alone and the engine is around 60 to 70 kilos, so it's not light. Now the real challenge begins, getting it into the frame. I need to protect the frame, position the engine, and somehow hold everything in place while threading the main axles through. I removed the top cover to reduce the height of the engine. Find the right position, right leg holding the frame, right hand coming around to support from the other side, and the engine goes in. I was thinking I made it, but then the real struggle started. I tried to use my lift to leverage the engine into the position. I need to move it forward slightly, but the lift shifts and falls out from under it. The engine is now resting on the frame with nothing supporting it, and at this point I seriously consider asking for help, but the protectors do their job, so nothing is damaged and I managed to get it back into the position. Now the axles. The right side spacer simply refuses to go in, and I move to the front axle instead. I try to push the axle through from both sides. But eventually I was lucky enough to get it from the left one. And then I moved to the rear end again. Still stuck. I eventually use a large screwdriver and a hammer to persuade it. Stubborn, but it goes in. These spacers gave me more trouble than the entire engine installation, to be honest. This is the new one that was missing. Now I can finally torque the nuts. The rear ones I leave for now because they are coming together with the exhaust. Top cover goes back on and we move to the gearbox. I put a small amount of LM47 grease on the spline and on the center of the clutch discs. The gearbox slides on easily. And then I realize I forgot to connect with neutral switch, which as it turns out is much easier to do with the gearbox soft, so I work around it with the gearbox partial in. It's awkward, but it gets done. Same story with the ground cable. It goes on the bottom left bolt, but for some reason I put it on the bottom right bolt. I only realized that after the gearbox is already mounted, so do this before the gearbox is on. It will be much easier. Shifter lever goes back on. And I check that the engine spins with the gearbox mounted. It does. Everything is good.
Nakleję się tata Mario. Na samuro jada da zamieniem salafel.
An extra pair of hands helps with the final tightening. Always nice to have this kind of backup. Last thing for today, the clutch lever. I remove the piston, apply a small amount of oil, grease on the contact points and the pin, not too much, just enough. Everything gets cleaned, the locking clip goes back on. And I confirm it moves freely. And that's it. The engine is in, gearbox is on. We can finally start the rest of the assembly. I've already moved onto the rear section, the steering arm and the rear subframe are next. Stay tuned and see you next one.